Welcome to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats. The BIB Podcast is brought to you by the College of Southern Nevada's Small Business Entrepreneurship Development, powered by CSN Blackstone Launchpad. Are you ready to eat? Because this is where everybody eats. Everyone, welcome back. It's the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, powered by Blackstone Launchpad here at the College of Southern Nevada. We are your host, Sean Torrey, and my man, Cordon, the Don Allen. How you doing, good sir?
Feeling good, man. How are you?
Man, listen, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah,
It's a
it
beautiful
is.
day, and I'm just thankful. This is officially the last episode of season 3. That's crazy.
It's been a great season.
It has been a great season.
Had a lot of fun, for sure.
Had a lot of fun. Great fit checks. A lot of additions to what we've been doing here.
Yeah.
Thanks to CJ and
Added
Coop.
some props. Shout out CJ and Coop.
What you got on today? What's the fit check today?
These are the reimagined Air Jordan 4 bread, and this is a sample from my clothing brand.
Come on, man. Better promote
nice
it.
Blazer, the jeans, nothing crazy.
What
about you?
I literally just got the low Jordan 1s. I'm still waiting on that sponsorship from Jordan.
Mike, we need that.
We need that.
You got every Jordan 1 low that you've ever dropped.
I pretty much do. And literally today I have a hoodie on that it's like an exclusive last thing that I did for mine. Because my business, as you know, I consult, and then I had clothing on the side. Mm-hmm. But literally I just went full-fledged to consultant mode because I'm too busy now.
Right, yeah.
I just came back from Detroit, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I seen that. It looked like it was great.
Yeah, bro, I'm tired. But we're here. But today, we have 2 phenomenal guests. And with these guests, that's the title of their episode is the winners of the Side Hustle Expo. These are the winners, your first place winner and your second place winner. But let me go ahead and introduce this young lady first, okay? This young lady, her name is Alyssa Daniel, okay? 22 years old entrepreneur that loves art and currently pursuing a degree in elementary education. Salute to you, because them little kids, I got them. And to become an art, she wants to aspire to become an art teacher, so salute to her. She sells crochet items and handmade jewelry, and she sells her products on Etsy. She's very popular on Etsy and Instagram, so follow her when we drop those social handles at the end of the episode. And then she started crocheting about 2 years ago after her grandmother passed away. God rest her soul. I'm so sorry for the loss. Okay. And then also started a business not shortly after, and she recently created her jewelry that has inspired by her passion in art as a teacher, as her art for being a teacher, okay? She is an art teacher. While she's an art teacher, she wants to have a different pair of earrings every day so she can sell her earrings to share to everybody. Now listen, you talk about you changing earrings like you changing clothes. you balling, you ain't got no budget. All right. Now this young gentleman over here, Mr. Salvador, okay? He's been in Vegas since 2019. He's a sergeant of arms for CSN BSU. Salute to you, young sir. He's a community volunteer, and he's also a current student at CSN for environmental management. He's the owner of Duer Does It Green, the landscaping company. I might have to test your skills out, young fella.
Yeah, all right. Work for you, man.
Been open since 2020. Listen, because I got a lot of land. I'll tell you. All right. Now, without further ado, everybody in the place to be. Our guests. The phenomenal, the artistic, the land grant, the everything great, okay? Alyssa Daniel and Salvador. Give me a round of applause. Hi,
welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. These are our winners from the Side Hustle Expo that our great producer, Sarah Taylor, put on.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
BSU advisor. She gets all of this going. Big shout out to Sarah.
No, big shout out to Sarah. She's the one who be keeping us in check, and then we just go ahead and
no show without Sarah.
No show without Sarah. We be the big and little bros who be teasing her.
Yeah, I mean,
we
have to.
We have to.
Got to keep that dynamic.
No, she keeps us on point though, on a serious note. But thank her. But if it wasn't for her, you guys wouldn't have been able to be on the Side Hustle Expo. So I didn't want to go ahead and talk about your business. I wanted y'all to talk about y'all business, right? So Miss Alyssa, starting with you, please tell us about your phenomenal business.
So I sell crochet accessories. The accessories include hats, purses, and tops sometimes. And even pet hats that match. And then I also sell earrings, such as these little piggy earrings. I have robots. I have all kinds of earrings. It's been going on for about 2 years. So where I mainly sell is Etsy, and I also do commission orders right now. So I'm doing a ski mask one right now. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, good ma'am. How about you, good sir?
So I've been Duer does it green. We do it so you don't have to. Been doing it for about 4 years. We do ecological services. We're talking, anything plants, anything, HOAs up your butt.
Man,
We got it. We're there.
Nobody likes the HOA, man.
Yeah, just the passion of plants has really just been the blueprint of everything that I do. Everything is always about plants.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Everything about plants. See, I don't have that much plants, but I need some maintenance.
Listen,
So I'm gonna have to test your skills out.
there's no good gardener without a graveyard.
You know what?
Ooh, okay.
Trial and error
Coming
is
with the
gardening.
Trying to, okay,
Definitely.
all right.
I was just talking to my mom about that. She was like, I think I want to start gardening. We got to get some big pots. I was like, no. Start small because you're gonna fail at first.
Yeah.
So
No,
wanna get
definitely. People
house
definitely
plants.
hire me so they can skip over that area.
Yeah.
So they don't got to worry about the graveyard. I already did it.
You did it.
Been
okay.
there, done that.
Okay.
We're ready to thrive.
So let's get into the first segment. So in this first segment, we want to explore y'all stories, right? So this is the blueprint. The blueprint is really, as you can tell, really the start and how to mapping out everything to how you made this a success, right? And even if it's not the biggest $1 million brand, it's a success in my eyes. Y'all won first and second place winners of the expo. You guys are doing great already, right? You have business. So where was the start for y'all? I know I gave a brief intro on, I know Alyssa, but I definitely want you guys to go further, go deep.
Mhm.
So where's the start? Tell either one of you guys can start.
I can go ahead. So when I first moved here from Ohio, in Ohio, everything is green. Everything is green. You don't got to know anything. You just got to know how to cut. And then I moved here, and then I was like, wow, it's hot, and it's dry, and it's all of these things. And I realized that out here, to have something green and to have something to thrive, you got to know something.
Yeah.
You got to know a little bit. And everywhere differently in the valley has different soils, everything. So I was very fascinated by that. So when I first got out here, I was doing contractor work. I was, just doing pickup pooping, like just working for somebody else.
Right.
And I got to this house, and I saw this house, and it had this courtyard, and I was like, wow, this is the most amazing canvas I have ever seen.
Right.
And one day they were having a pool party, and I went back there, and I just said, just say something. And I said, that courtyard you have is phenomenal. If you love plants, that could be such a place. And she said, oh, I agree. Do you know somebody? And I was not ready for that. I really wasn't ready for that. And I didn't know anybody. So I was open and honest, and I said, well, I don't. I would love to. I don't have anything going yet, but I would love to do it if you're willing to take a chance. And she said, let's do it. And then from there, it's just been running. That is literally the starting point.
And do you still go back to that house?
I still go to that house,
Wow.
tried and true.
Super dope.
Tried and true. That is my day one, 100%. And
That's
their
dope.
house is my baby. That's my baby. That's
You
my
gotta
first
show
born.
us pics. Yeah.
100%.
Okay, for sure.
That's so
That's super
nice.
dope, man.
Oh my gosh.
I love your story. So how about you?
I don't have as much of a story as he does, but it really just started with I was just making crochet tops at first, just for fun, just for myself, So, and then I'm sorry, I was trying to remember. And then after I did the tops, I started doing hats, and I was like, I could probably do something with this because a lot of people were telling me how much they like them. So I just started selling them. I got, I think, my first order like 2 months after I opened it. So it wasn't like right away. It was a really slow start.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I got that, it's just been picking up. I change out different designs I want to say yearly. I do different designs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it wasn't really a big start. It was just a random day. I was like, you know what? Let me do a business. And it just went like that.
Because I know in your bio you were telling us about how like your grandma passed. And
Yeah.
Was that a part of the motivation?
Yeah, a little bit. So when I was a baby, my grandma crocheted me, my brother, and my sister. When we were all babies, she crocheted us baby blankets, and I still have mine to this day. And she passed away, I want to say, I think it was 2019, 2020.
Okay.
And then that's around the time I started crocheting. And then I think like a month after I started crocheting, I was like talking to my mom. I was like, yeah, I just got this new hobby. I crochet. And she's like, your grandma used to crochet. And I was like, oh my gosh, she did. And then that's what made me want to like stick with it and really just keep going. Because there was times where I just kind of like stopped doing it before I did my business. I was like, I'm just kind of bored. I want to do something else. But then, I'd get sad and I think about my grandma and be like, I could crochet, be closer with her. So, yeah.
That's dope, man. That's phenomenal. So I want to thank you all both for sharing those stories because it's important for the audience to really understand the passion and what it takes, because most times when people get into business, they're in it for the fad of the just to get the money, and without understanding the huge part of why businesses become successful, small to $billion corporations, $1 trillion or industries, because it was something that was bigger than them, and it was something they wanted to pass on, right? So that's I feel it from you both. So that's something that's great to hear your stories. And I just want to thank you guys for that first part of the segment, which was the blueprint. And now we're going to move on to business on the fly, and that's my man Cordon's segment. So I'll allow him to explain.
Yeah, so business on the fly. I'm gonna ask both of you guys some either or questions, and you just choose one or the other, and then like explain why.
Okay.
So I'll start with you. You said you do gardening, right?
I do.
So gardening or landscaping? Which one do you?
Gardening.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Plants. Landscaping is such a wide broad. Is like you can think of like grilling and hardscape and bricks, and I'm like, okay, cool, it looks good, but
Yeah.
I want to work with the living.
Yeah.
I
You
really
kind
do.
of feel a connection with the plants, huh?
I do. I'm
I
all
feel
about
it.
intentional gardening. I definitely try to put in good intentions in every person's yard.
That's dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So
Yeah, what about
nice.
you?
That's so sweet.
That's super dope, man. For you, ma'am. So do you prefer crocheting or wholesale items?
I want to say crochet. Just because each piece is unique to the person, and you can really so I do commission orders, and you can pick the colors you want, pick the design you want, whereas wholesale is just like everybody has the same thing. This crochet piece is individual to each specific person, which I think is really special.
Yeah, like a 101.
Yeah.
That's dope. So Alyssa, would you prefer selling on Instagram or Etsy?
Etsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Etsy. Instagram, I don't like their algorithm. Etsy, they promote their stuff for you already because it's a shopping website. So
Right.
people are already going on there shopping, whereas Instagram, like, people are on there to do whatever they want to
Right,
do,
exactly.
Whereas Etsy, they're on there to shop. They're promoting their stuff because that's just what they do. That's what it is. So, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So, young sir, do you prefer to garden in the fall or prefer to garden in the spring? In Vegas heat. But Vegas,
All right.
Vegas,
Okay.
Right, that's a big
that's a big factor.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. The fall isn't that cool. It's
Yeah.
still pretty hot. So I would say spring because everything's alive. Everything is so alive around you that maybe the weather can be the same exact as in the fall, but
Right.
when everything is buzzing and alive around you, it just gives you that a little bit more motivation than what it is in the fall. Because fall, everything's kind of like closing for the winter. Everything is
Yeah.
kind of pulling back, and you're like, oh, this feels nice. But then spring is like, wow, this is nice. Like you're putting in some work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it seemed like fall is like the pullback, and then spring is when everything goes back, like starts growing back again.
Yeah, it's like everything is like rebooting,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
I like it because it feels like an internal reset too,
Mhm.
because you're like, wow, this is what I do,
Right.
and then you get to see all the fruits of the labor, especially for spring,
That's nice.
for sure.
Well, I like the fact that you both have something in common when it comes to actually being authentic with your brands, right? Or not just your brands, but your business. Because, yeah, you can go get the wholesale stuff or you can go do the general, but you guys really pay attention to the detail. And that's
Yeah.
something that I noticed. I forgot what you said to me, Sal, but when I walked by your station, you caught my eye. There was 3 people who caught my eye during that whole thing. It
There
was
were a
you.
lot of nice stations
It were.
there.
And I'm not saying that there weren't.
No, yeah,
Everyone was
no.
pretty
There
dope.
were so many.
But the first, because I was on stage. So
Yeah.
the first one I saw was you.
Mhm.
And then I was like, oh man, you had the Spider-Man joint.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Yes.
beanies.
My kids love Spider-Man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I was like, oh man, you did this yourself. Like that caught me. And then the conversation we had, I was like, oh man, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come back to that. And then when I walked past you, you were like, nobody could do it better than Green to me or whatever. So I was like, I like him. A good salesperson. And then there was a young lady who had the lemonade water, the
Yes.
natural lemonade. But I
saw
think
her
for her,
stand.
she just needed to find a little bit more confidence because she had something that was good. I was like, oh, this is natural? It didn't taste like sugar water. It tastes like lemonade.
It looked like water. I remember. It
Yeah.
looked just like water. I'm like, man, this isn't gonna taste like nothing.
We all thought that. We were like, wait, this is actual. And I was like, man, this is good.
Yeah.
So
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
man.
I remember hearing people talk about that, and I never got the chance to go over to the stand. I was so disappointed.
Oh yeah, we ran through that thing.
Yeah. I kept hearing people talk about it. I was like, man, I really missed out. Like, wow.
It was good. It was.
Yeah.
Hopefully she does it again. I don't know what she's gonna do, but you three stood out to me. So then I wasn't surprised when you guys became the first and second place winner.
The third place winner, the one with the candles, that one really stuck
That
out
was
to
good,
me.
too. That stood out
Oh
too.
my gosh.
They let me walk away with a candle, and that thing's already gone.
Yeah,
It's
no,
already-
I
it already?
switched.
The
I
ones
switched.
I had were really good too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
switched a mushroom chapstick holder for them for
Yeah.
a candle. Oh my gosh, it was a coffee candle. It smelled so good.
Mhm.
Wow, amazing.
And for folks who are watching, we're talking about the Side Hustle Expo that occurred here at CSN about a month ago now. And this is where I got to meet these great folks, right? The winners. And this was part of their package, right? And we're going to actually go into the legend now. So the legend, if you remember on the map, that little box on the map that gives you like the key details of what these icons represent. So that's the details we want to get into for you guys now, right? But now that folks understand, we were talking about the Side Hustle Expo and what we experienced. We had a fun time. Music was going.
It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. I was
Yeah.
going around all y'all stuff, just making
Yeah.
sure folks went to the stations. I know the judges were coming for you guys,
Yeah.
right? I wouldn't say coming in a negative way, but definitely
Yeah.
asking
Yeah.
you some good questions, right?
They were like sharking. You were like,
Oh my gosh. No,
Everybody's
literally,
like,
I
"Did you
was.
see him?"
No, literally.
So what was that? But so I'll ask Pre, what was your sales experience like? What was business like before the Side Hustle Expo, leading up to it? We'll start there.
I would say like the leading up to it, very steady. I'm not gonna say that I'm picky with who I work with, but I do the basic yard work, and I take care of what people need to take care of. But then there's my special clients, like my clients that really want to bring some life, really want to bring some life to their life personally. And after the expo, I actually already got like a few people that were at the expo and gave me a call, and whether they had an emergency break in their irrigation or they just had some questions about their plants, they rang me up. So I'm really grateful for that. That was nice and made some connections for sure.
That's dope. How about you, Bill?
Before business was good, I had a lot of people that were interested in the Spider-Man beanie. People kept coming up. I got some orders. I sold a lot of the little mushroom chapstick holders there. Those are all gone now. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. I didn't think they were even gonna sell, but everybody just kept buying them, and I was like, wow. So yeah, it was really good. Business is still really good after the expo.
See, that's dope. How about you, Cordell?
Yeah, so for you guys being like young entrepreneurs, that obviously takes a certain kind of mindset and confidence in yourself. Can you talk about like what steps you took to necessarily get that confidence to even do something like the expo? Because there's plenty of people I'm sure that saw the flyer and were like, I have a cool business, but I'm kind of shy. I don't want to stand in front of people. Like, did you have to kind of cultivate that energy, or was it always just there?
I was nervous the whole time.
Yeah.
I was nervous the whole time. I was confident in my business though, because it's my passion. It's something I love to do. I know it's good. If you really love what you do, you're gonna be confident in it. And if you're not, you gotta fake it. That's what I did. Fake it till you make it. That's really what people say,
That's
but
the real.
it's really
that's
what
real.
got me there. Like, I was nervous the whole time talking to the judges. Even when they called my name, I was nervous.
Listen, when they
Yeah.
came to my spot, my slideshow wasn't even working anymore. It was working the whole time, and it was like as soon as they were coming up to me, my slideshow was like,
Yeah.
I was like, can you guys come back?
Terrible.
Can you
Yeah.
guys come back, please?
That's funny.
That
But personally, building up to something like this, in the very early years of doing my business, I challenged myself to go to events, especially where other events where people were tabling, whether it was companies or small businesses, just going to them, talking to them, getting to know what they do, and then kind of like exchanging of information, which honestly, I've seen some people do that at the expo, which is like, wow, that was really cool to see because they know they're following the blueprints. I feel like networking and just talking about your business, even though they may not be fruitful, is just like the more you repeat yourself, the more that you talk about your business with just about anybody, makes you so much more confident to approach those people that really do have something for you.
Right.
You know, so I would say that just talk about it.
Consistency, repetition. Yeah.
Especially something like at the expo, like everybody there is like-minded people. You know, not everybody had a landscaping business. Not everybody had a custom jewelry and crocheting business, but you guys are all young business owners with like minds. So even if you know, your business isn't the same as somebody else's, just having that conversation with somebody who's on that same wavelength of like creating their own, you know, path is very important for sure.
Most definitely. And I think one of the things I wanted to hint on, you both are CSN students, right?
Yes.
And we've had alumni come through. We've had we've had mainly alumni that's come through the podcast. I think you guys are the first, besides Cordon, who was active at the time. Now he's graduated. He's at UNLV now.
Yeah.
But you guys are like the first current CSN students.
Active CSN
students who have businesses that are on the show.
Not
So,
for long.
Yeah.
Someone's graduating soon.
I graduate this semester. Yeah.
So congratulations to you because you're about to graduate as well. How has that balance been for you both, owning a business and taking classes, right?
It's been really hard, especially like with work and then trying to be social, have friends, and do all that. It's been hard. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, you just gotta make a schedule. That's what's really helped me, is making a schedule and sticking to it. On these days, I work on these orders, and then after that, I do homework. Just really having a set schedule. That's what really helps me. But there are days that it's really hard, and I'm just like, wow, I'm not doing that good.
Right.
But you know, you gotta pick yourself back up. The next day's a new day, and you can get back up.
Yeah, that's so relatable. Just especially when what I do, you have to schedule. And there's some days that, you know what, I wake up and I said the last thing I want is when I don't have school and I don't have, you know, maybe a full-time job to do, is to go work again. But I feel like that's the side hustle, right? Is like you're hustling. Like you have to organize your life. I mean, there's times where things got messy. Things got messy. And you know what? I will say that if you don't create that organization for yourself, it will continue to get messy as you grow, especially as you grow.
For sure.
And one thing about growth though is learning from your mistakes. So
100%.
like, even if you don't necessarily have that schedule or organization at the start, don't necessarily let that, you know, stop you or wait for the perfect time.
100%. There's no such thing.
No such thing as the perfect
There's
time.
really not.
And so you just gotta sometimes just jump into it and learn from the mistakes. You know, I seen this thing on Instagram. It said, "Life is hard. You just have to choose your hard."
Yes.
Yeah, organization is a big
starting
thing.
a business is hard, but so is being broke. So it's like, choose your hard. You know.
I think the thing about it is you have a choice, regardless. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's a real thing. But you have a choice. Yeah, it's not cozy. But you have a choice. Either way, it's not going to be easy. You know, you can choose to be bitter about it, or you can choose to be like, you know what, let me be balanced about the situation and take life where it comes. The problem is we try to control too much.
Well, nothing will change unless you make change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then the question I have for you all, I think last question for me, I know Bright Corner has one for you both. What is something you would tell another student like yourselves who are entrepreneurs, especially after going through the Side Hustle Expo? What would you tell them to stay motivated and to also participate in future Side Hustles Expos, right? What would you tell those students so that way they can obtain the great benefits that you all were able to obtain after getting ready to graduate and do the Side Hustle Expo? I hope that question's not too lengthy.
No, yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like most of the time people don't want to start businesses because they're worried about not getting any business and a slow start. So I would tell them you got to start somewhere, you know? You got to when you're at the bottom, the only place you can go is up.
Right.
So that's what I would tell somebody.
What I really think about is like what just rang in my head when you said that was just like my what I always tell people when they're like, I don't want to start gardening. There's no good gardener without a graveyard. So like you're gonna fail, like you're gonna fumble, you're gonna have a client that wasn't happy, you're gonna have a yard that wasn't good, you know. And but like you cannot let those things stop you because it's all in the process. It's refinery. That's just what happens, you know. So I would say, you know, maybe allow yourself to be sad a little bit, but you know what? Don't let it stop you from going to the next yard or doing the next project or any of those things for sure.
Yeah. There have been times where I've had to restart an entire hat because I messed up. Or when I was just beginning my business, I sent the wrong hat to somebody and it was terrible. It was bad. Like, but you know, I let them keep the hat and just remade a new one and sent it out. And they were really nice. They actually left a really nice review on my page too. So yeah, get back up.
Stuff like that matters, man.
Yeah, that you actually stole my question. So
No, actually, the last thing. What's the one thing you would tell the students? What's one piece of advice you would tell them? One piece of advice.
What I'll say is I'm 26. I've gone to quite a few schools. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter how sure you are. You always should be seeking how to better yourself, even if that has nothing to do with what you're doing right now. I genuinely think that you should always be searching for that passion that maybe you just haven't found yet. Mm-hmm. Even if you already have it, just keep your eyes open. You just got to keep your eyes open.
Right.
Keep it open.
Yeah. Building on what he said, you know, everything happens for a reason and it's literally never too late. You know, maybe you were meant to wait all those years to start at this time because you needed that experience in your life to do better in your business now.
Right.
You know? So that's my advice. Yeah.
So we want to thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for inviting us.
Well, I hope y'all had a chill time with us.
Yeah, no, it's been nice.
Cozy time.
Cozy, yeah.
So what we wanted to do now, this is our last segment of the show. This is some ginger ale. Now you can clearly see.
Yeah. For everyone who was wondering, the whole season.
Ginger ale. It's ginger ale. This is our happy hour. So the happy hour, we like to take a toast to success. And we each go and tell like what's one good thing that's happening with us in our lives, right. Business or professional, whatever. So we'll start at the end with my man Cordon, and then we'll come this way.
For me, recently I posted one of my samples on like Instagram. It was like the first time the public has seen what I've been working on for so long, and I got a lot of positive feedback. People like asking for it, like on the spot, and I'm like, you gotta wait. I seen it. Yay! This summer, everybody watching this summer, Cozy Studios dropping. So be on the lookout. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Officially going full time in the business.
Yeah,
so
congrats.
very excited. This is a new season.
It's not a side hustle no more. It's the main hustle.
That's so good. Oh my gosh, congrats. I'm coming out with new designs and I'm graduating.
Yay. And let's get it. What's it? I don't know, man. I'll be on 1,000. I guess the one good thing that happened, I just got back from Detroit. I have a lot of good things I'm thankful for. I can't just say one. I'm thankful for my wife, my kids. This doc program is going smoothly. But I did just come back from Detroit. I was out there with my man Cap. Another impactful Know Your Rights camp, so I was pretty happy about that. And made some great connections in Detroit. Nice. So that's the one good thing that's coming good for me. So yeah, more on the way. Let's toast to everybody. You know, cheers, cheers.
Ow. Cheers.
Oh yeah, tap that table. Boom.
Tap the table.
You know the rule.
Yummy.
Please now, my folks, that camera right there. Tell people where to find you. Your social handles, websites,
Oh.
all that. Emails, don't put phone numbers.
You can find me on Instagram and Etsy at ArtZ, ARTTZYEE, ArtZ.
And you can find me at Duer Does It Green at DUEER Does It DUEES ITGREEN LLC on Instagram and Facebook.
Look at that.
Fancy.
Artsy, do it green. You feel me?
Yeah.
I want to say, man, thank you both for coming on to the show,
No,
man. It's
thanks
been
for the
great.
invite.
Appreciate it.
Of
It's
course.
awesome.
Man, it's been a great time. Anything for you, Cordon, before we bounce, man?
Man, just thank you for coming on the show. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys, man.
Great season 3. We're gonna see y'all in the next season.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's just gonna keep getting better.
That's all we could do. We'll see y'all in season 4. Thank y'all. This is a great closer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us. This is the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats. Powered by Blackstone Launchpad here at the College of Southern Nevada. It's been your host, Sean Torrey and Cordon Allen. We are thankful. We'll see you for season 4. Be blessed. See you next time.